Hi, 5 things to do before writing the first CAT mock. I normally recommend students to write a CAT mock immediately after you finish the syllabus. Now, mocks are not to determine what you will score finally. Mocks are normally useful for understanding what you need to prepare in the second stage, plus to build your strategy. So let's look at what are the things that you need to do before writing the first mock. Important because a lot of people get scared of mock, they tend to procrastinate, they don't write a mock, and that affects the preparation. So let's try to figure it out. So we do run classes for management entrance from the last 23 years, which includes CAT, GMAT, specialize in that. If you're interested in any of this, you can contact us. The first step is to be aware of the paper pattern of the exam. So important, I mean, you know 3 sections of the paper. Not only that, for each section find out how many questions are there, what type of questions are there. For example, in verbal we know that there are 16 questions of RCs, 4 questions of each, and so on. Same with DLR, how many sets are there? It's been varying a little bit in the past couple of years, but try to find out, okay, how many sets, how many questions per set, 20, 22 questions, etc. Same with quant. I mean, just have a fair idea as to what are the type of questions or how many questions are pattern with paper. Be comfortable with that. That's the first thing you should be aware about. Once you know the paper pattern, try to form a strategy as such. How will you solve? I mean, in the verbal section, how do you plan to solve the paper? Will you go with a 1-round strategy, that is first, second, third, as and when it comes? Or will you go with a 2-round strategy? I'll solve the easy ones first and then I'll come to a difficult ones. Or 3-round strategy. Maybe first round I'll just look at the questions, I'll not solve anything, just mark as easy, medium, tough. Second, I'll solve the easy ones. Third, I'll solve the tougher ones. So find out what is your strategy in the examination. Okay, how much time will you take in each round? The first round, how long will you take? Second round, how much you will take? Again, how are you going to take, how much time are you going to take per question as such? So this helps to some extent to build a plan in the examination. A lot of people go without a plan, and because of that I've seen a lot of people making goof ups, solving all the questions, getting negative marks and doing a lot of underspent. Having a plan in place before the exam does help for you to go with the paper. Okay, and avoid keeping targets saying I have to score so much marks or I have to score less marks. Go with the open mind, it will help you with regards to. Just ensure that you have a strategy in place that's more important than keeping targets. Third, fix a time and place. Have a proper place where you write the exam. Should not have a disturbance. You're going to write a 2 hours paper. So ensure that the place that you choose and the time that you choose, you don't have any disturbance. It can be anywhere, morning, evening, night, etc. But please have a proper place and time. It should be quite convenient so that you don't have any problem. Fourth is recommended to read before you write a mock. I mean, normally it is seen that people normally read or maybe solve a puzzle or whatever before the mock helps because it thickens your mind. And since RC is VRC is the first section, reading before helps to create a flow of reading. Okay, so it is seen in the past that little reading before the exam helps to reduce pressure, plus may help you boost your scores to some extent. So read an article, novel, or maybe anything that you enjoy doing. Also, before you write a mock, think of a worst case scenario. What can happen? I mean, what would happen if you score a 0, maybe maximum or a negative mark? Nothing. I mean, I'm going to understand these mocks are basically to help you plan your paper, preparation plan and a strategy. Okay, there are so many students who have scored negative marks in the initial mocks and still managed to score 99+ percentile in the actual exam. So it's possible, definitely. So don't think of these marks that you get as the end and this is what you'll score in the exam. No, this is a beginning of to know where you plan and where you stand and how to prepare further. Also, thinking of the worst case scenario helps to reduce stress, because if you go with a target saying I have to score very high, it creates a higher stress. But you say, okay, let me just go and write a paper, whatever happens, happens. Okay, that will help you to reduce the stress. So go ahead, think of the worst case scenario, maximum what will happen, I'll go negative. Let me give my best shot to the paper and go ahead with it. Once you finish the paper, you can analyze the mock, but before the examination, try to be as relaxed as possible. Helps you to perform well in the exam. Right? I hope this helps. So don't procrastinate writing the first mock. Do write the first mock, important as such. But look at the first mock as a preparation tool. It should help you to plan your preparation. Right? Thank you.